reached the leave ending. So for those, this is probably going to get flagged, so I'm going to turn the music down. For those who have not seen any sort of Silent Hill game, there are multiple endings. So that was one of the endings. I don't know how many there are. What we're going to do is once we're done with the recording, I'm going to watch through the rest of them. But yeah, it's such a good, to me, well told story, because for what is it? Probably, I mean, it's until you see the video, you're under the impression that he's trying to find Mary. He's trying to find Mary. Like, Mary is the sole thing. He loves her, blah, 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 blah. And then you find out that, oh, he's the one who killed Mary. And then that turns into like him, I don't want to say it's basically him accepting. So it's the way that I kind of look at it is it's like the stages of grief, right? You have your rejection, your acceptance, your anger, like all that stuff. So like the way I see it is like he's kind of already gone through some of that, but he's not really like wrestled his inner demons of being her dying, Mary dying by his hand, right? So he's accepted that she's dead, but not accepted that he's the one who killed her. So you're going through a number of, like, through most of the game with this idea in mind that she just died. Like, just died by natural causes or whatever the case may be. And he's just trying to find her. But then again, you find out that he's killed her, and then that's where you get to that ending of, like, him facing down Pyramid Head. And two of them. And it's him accepting. He's like, you can tell he's like, he said, he's like, I don't need you anymore. And then he literally battles his inner demons, which in my opinion are the Pyramid Heads. So he succeeds in that and is now having to wrestle with Mary, and like he doesn't feel like, again, this is interpretation, the way I look at it is he doesn't feel like he deserves forgiveness from Mary, which is why at the end she hands him the letter, which is essentially a forgiveness, is kind of the way that I hear it. But yeah, there's so much about this game that's so cool. It's like the atmosphere. Now, what I will say, and it's a very legitimate complaint that I've heard some people talk about, and I'm of that too. The thing that I've liked about Silent Hill in the original, it doesn't rely on jump scares, right? It doesn't do like a lot of the standard tropes. So like it's all about just like an uncomfortable atmosphere that is in the game. Like you kind of get a jump scare maybe here and there with Pyramid Head, but like you don't get jump scared by the mannequins in the original, but you get jump scared all the fucking time by the mannequins here. And there is a cool concept of that to where like they are hidden a lot of the time. And there's something that is cool about that concept, but I feel like that should have been maybe toned back. So like not all of them are hidden and then go into whatever. but like maybe periodically you'll have one there. It just feels like that there was so many jump scares. The spider ones, like I feel like it wasn't needed. But I mean, I can't really complain, I guess. It's not my issue. But I love the story of Silent Hill 2. I love some of the things that they did with it, with the original usage of the fog was to help the PS2 with I may have even gone because they did it with Silent Hill 1 on the PlayStation. It's to help with like rendering backgrounds. So all you have to do is like render this small circle around James in Silent Hill 2. And you don't have to render anything else. But with that does give a really impactful, like eerie atmosphere. There are 8 endings. Number of times checked the map, 1,005. Yeah. Number of times trying to open locked doors, 438. That's funny. And we'll go through a little bit of this in a second, but I still got things to say. I love that the game it's ambiguous to an extent. It's like there's not answers. Like, we don't truly know Eddie and like why he's there. We don't truly know Angela and why she's there. We have ideas. Like, Eddie is extremely aggressive. It seems like he's quick to turn and kill someone if he feels like he's insulted. And that could, in the whole concept of like wrestling inner demons, that could be why he's there. Is that because he's so aggressive, now he's going to have this enemy always coming after him. But the Angela's is just so fucking sad. Like going through not just like child abuse, but the other one that I don't really feel like saying on YouTube or Twitch, the forceful abuse, and like that's why I think she flip-flops so much. Is like she trusts and then she doesn't, and then she trusts and then she doesn't. And then like towards the end of when she starts walking through the flame, like we still don't know what happens to her. I feel like, again, this is all interpretation. I feel like because she was able to walk through those flames, that I believe she was able to leave. So it was her inner demons have been defeated. But at that time, James's weren't. So that's why he was unable to walk through there. Again, it's strictly interpretation. I don't know if that's true or not. I do want to watch like a video essay on Silent Hill 2. Again, there's a number of endings, as you can see here. Ending clear 1 of 8. I'm not going to play through all the different endings because obviously, I mean, I think there's New Game Plus. But I don't really feel like I need to play it again. At least not right now. But there's, as far as I remember, there's endings where like you can look at the knife. If you look at the knife too much, that's one type of ending. If you stay hurt for like you stay in that yellow for too long, you could get one different type of ending. If Maria gets grabbed too much, you could have a different type of ending. Like there's I think there's only like 3 or 4 in the original, but so to see 8 is actually really interesting, and I do want to see what they all are. Now in the original, there were 2 meme endings. So actually, there's probably 5. There were 2 meme endings. There was a dog ending, and there was a UFO ending. So we will get to see if that is true for the remake. I hope they redo the dog ending. But yeah, I'm very happy that this game got a remake. I do think Silent Hill 1 should be remade, because even watching gameplay of that, I don't understand it. It's like, it's extremely confusing to go through. So I'm excited to see that, but I do think if you're talking about getting a Silent Hill game remade, I think Silent Hill 2 is the correct first one to be remade, because it's going to have the bigger draw, I believe. But yeah, if Silent Hill 2 comes out, or Silent Hill 1 remake comes out, I'll gladly play that one too. Silent Hill 3 is a little more odd, but Silent Hill 3 would also be another good one to play. But once again, I loved playing this. Despite the jump scares, I did love playing this. Silent Hill 2 has been a game that I've wanted to play even before the remake came out. The changes that were made, I don't think were egregious in any way. There were changes. Obviously you're also talking about changing the perspective from like almost an isometric view in a lot of cases down to over the shoulder. So that changes just how the game plays and feels. I forgot about this ending. So this was the music for one of the credits. I forget which ending it is, but I don't think it's a leave ending, but I remember watching a playthrough of the original, and the person who was playing it was like, "What the fuck is this music? Yeah, my wife is dead." And then just starts, but this music's playing. No, I think for a first playthrough to get a leave ending, I don't know which one's the hardest. Because there's also this whole other thing of like exploring. There's certain things that you have to do to get like better endings or worse endings. So I just don't know where the leave ending falls in all this. But I'm very happy that I played this. Will I go back and play the original Silent Hill 2? Maybe. I wouldn't put it past me to not. Because there are, like, the voice acting in this is infinitely better. The voice acting in that one kind of fell along the lines of old PlayStation voice acting, which was not good. It was cheesy, it was whatever the case. But the voice acting in here, like, the vocal shake in certain times, like James when he watched Maria die for the 3rd time, his scream was really good. Like the voice acting in here is really good. I feel like, and I said this early on or earlier in this story, or in this stream, not story. I am a little sad. Actually, I'm a lot sad, truly. That I knew a lot of the story beats. Because that reveal of James killing Mary is so impactful. And then that feeling of like despair, especially when he's just like, when Lara comes in and he's like, yeah, she's not here. I killed her. And then you have that music playing, the Promise music. It's just, oh, it hits so good. But obviously there's no reaction. Well, I can't say no reaction. It was like I was letting the weight of that moment sit, but it's not like I'm sitting here going like, what? And then like really truly feeling that emotion. But it's so good. I'm very happy that we finished it. I'm very happy that I played it. Again, this has been one of the games that's been in the back of my head for me to play for a long time. For years, truly. I don't have it. And I've felt like there's been other games that I've wanted that have kind of superseded it. Well, this just happened to land kind of at the perfect time with being like the first week of Halloween. Not Halloween, the first week of October. And it was like I had just finished up Lost Judgment. Like it's just like it fit perfectly into the slot. But